the hardest part, I don't know if it's your article or somebody's article, is the shared operational excellence program and identifying what those are to each business because they're in different niches.
So there's a lot there. Robert F. Smith has the famous quote that all software tastes like chicken. So the end customers could be different. They could be dentists or like bowling alley owners. But like the core things you're doing as the software owner is like improving the software, improving usability, doing very similar marketing channels. So you have different end customers, different niches, but like what you're doing day to day is pretty similar, what the companies are doing.
Yeah.
No, why do I like Andrew?
Aside from his amazing track record with WeCommerce, the Shopify stuff, and then I don't know, what is it, 28, 32 acquisitions at Tiny Capital?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's got a bunch. I must be approaching like 40 wholly owned companies now. But I think starting companies is really fun. It's really sexy. It's a lot of work, and it's very, I think there's a lot of randomness to it. I think buying established businesses with like existing cash flow isn't as sexy. And I think there's a boringness discount, but I think it's a wildly underrated way to build wealth. I just think it's very effective. And like everyone that's done it, SBA is a quote that I think like 98% of SBA 7A loans like never default.
Never default.
Companies survive.
Yeah. It's just finding somebody in the SBA that does software. Yeah.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah. Yeah. What about Mark Leonard, man? I love reading his annual reports because he's kind of homespun like Warren Buffett stuff. And the transparency he gives and the responsibilities he gives to his business units, like they're allowed to make acquisitions without him knowing it.
Yeah. We've been beaten out by Constellation a number of times recently. So definitely, it's like losing a basketball game to Michael Jordan. So, I mean, it's cool. Of course, we lost to Michael. We don't have the money, but why? So why did I do like any of these operating manuals? So I came across Andrew first. Andrew said Mark Leonard was one of his idols. So I was like, well, I got to learn all about that guy. And so he's probably the best one in the space and one of the originals. So he's done 500 of these acquisitions at this point.
Yeah.
And then my other ones, Robert F. Smith, he's probably the biggest software buyout fund. Andrew models himself as like the nice guy in this space. And Joe Lamont and ESW are like the dark force or the Dark Vader in the space. So they're the most cutthroat. So there's interesting learnings from him. And Mike Spicer is the best startup studio. So that's kind of how like my thinking goes. I hop from one to the next and just kind of take away what I can.
Yeah. Well, have you tried to get Mark Leonard on a podcast? That would be great, wouldn't it?
That would be awesome. Yeah. He's not on a lot and he doesn't like doing press. I think he was misconstrued 20 some years ago. So he doesn't do that kind of thing. I'd love to just have a conversation with him. But like every time I write one of these operating manuals, people that work for these teams or the actual person reaches out. So that's been cool. I'm sure.
Yeah, I've noticed a couple people left their business units and started their own acquisition team. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Tons of people leave Constellation and start like mini constellations.
Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you're a subscriber by clicking on this button right here down below. And if you want to watch more serial acquirer interviews, click on this button right here. If you're ready to buy your first business, get my course at dealflowsystem.net right here. Take care. Cheers, John.